they're going to watch this. Maybe they'll have their eyes open. But many might ask, why is it happening now? So, for a very long time, the public, Congress, and even the president have been kept out on this subject. In the last few years, senior members of Congress, senior members of the administration, thanks to whistleblowers, have found out what's been going on. And they are now in pursuit of the truth for themselves and for the American people.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
I think it's only a matter of time at this point before we have a sitting president step to the microphone and have the biggest moment a leader can possibly have, which is telling all of humanity that we're not alone in the universe and that the United States intends to lead the way.
Could it be President Trump?
Could be. I think Rubio is one of the most informed people in the United States with regard to this topic, and right now he's our Secretary of State and our National Security Advisor, and I know that he considers this an extremely important topic.
If you were to say, what's one thing that people take out of this hour, obviously the bombshell of all that these people are saying, but where do you think it goes from here? There's such a stigma around talking about this, and people joke about it. This seems like it takes it to a different place.
In our country, we have this very antiquated stigma around the topic. If someone said, hey, there's this constant terrorist threat, terrorists are penetrating airspace over nuclear weapons sites, who would laugh at that? It makes no sense.
Right. November 21st, it comes out, and it'll be all over the country.
Yeah, so worldwide on Prime Video for purchase or rent, or in theaters in New York, LA, and DC.
All right, we'll look for it. Dan, thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.
A few years ago, I put out this video, and immediately started racking up millions of views. Why? With thousands of haters and hecklers in the comments. And all of you, I said, thank you. That video launched the brand, and it completely changed my life. Seriously, some awesome things have happened. In May of 2018, I lost my mother. I was really scrappy at the time. I was in debt. I was working full-time to pay rent, shipping out orders on my lunch break. I had friends that helped keep off demand. They were super DIY, but every month, they grew. I moved in, I put them down, I came out, and we really started to grow. 2 years later, we were shipping out 100,000 orders every month. In 2021, no stress. We were happy for all down. We got into Target and 5,000 stores across the country. We launched some new coffee alternative blends. Opened a cafe in Santa Monica. Got on the news.
Can you shut the fuck up? I don't fucking care, bro. Wait, that's fucking great. Shit, dude. Let me fucking play. Sorry, it's the ads. Those YouTube ads really got me bad.
Panoramic program and he was generally deceased. But he's trying to fit him up as encouraging violence that followed down there those riots. Here's a reminder of what the BBC put there.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Now, this sort of egregious editing and misleading media coverage doesn't really surprise a lot of us, but as I put to our US contributor Kristen Tate, Donald Trump certainly won't be taking this lying down.
Good for him. I mean, this was broadcast 1 week before the 2024 presidential election here in the United States. The BBC did this intentionally. They took out the parts of Trump's speech from January 6, 2021, where he repeatedly said for his protesters to be peaceful.
What's up, Alan?
Editing this potentially reached tens of millions of people
How's it going,
on
pal?
the BBC's various platforms, and they are right to be called out by Trump. Some higher-ups at the BBC have already stepped down over this controversy, and look, you know, Chris, it's okay to have an opinion. That's fine. It happens all the time on TV. What's not okay is to disguise an opinion as part of news. You know what that is? That is actually trying to interfere with an election, which is exactly what this was. And good on Trump for calling them out. I hope they pay. Now, for serious, Edison prisoners around 1 billion dollars.
Because the thing is, when they admitted it, and there's calculation on it, this is really this is supposedly baby stuff. The government has a chunk of that one, I guess, but and that's a pretty sad event. They actually changed my January 6th speech, which was a beautiful speech, which is a very common speech, and they made it sound radical. And they actually changed it. What they did was rather incredible. They're showing me the results later on, the results of what they did, how they butchered it up. But it was very dishonest, and the head man quit, a lot of the other people.
The BBC went into meltdown and then desperately apologized to Trump.
This all started with a panorama edit. I've just got this in, it's just breaking news, Emma, which relates to this story. We're just hearing that the BBC has apologised to Donald Trump over the editing of a speech which appeared on Panorama in
I don't think an apology is going to do it.
Adding it was an error of judgment and the programme will not be broadcast again in this form on any BBC platform. So that's the BBC apologising directly to the President of the United States over the editing of a speech that appeared on Panorama in 2024. But Emma, by the sound of it,
What's up? This is Silent Hill 2.
That's caused such a furore over the last week or so.
The remake.
Resulted on Sunday night in the Director General of the BBC, the big boss Tim Davie, resigning. Also, the Chief Executive of BBC News, Deborah Turness, both of those leaving their roles. Then the BBC Chair apologising for what he called an error of judgment. So this really has been the focus of enormous attention.
And another blow, now that this was not an isolated incident.
Now we're talking about this Newsnight programme, and what's really interesting about it, according to the Telegraph, who broke this story, a live guest straight after that speech was played out on Newsnight pointed out that it had been cut incorrectly, changing the meaning, and according to the Telegraph, nothing was done on there to say apologise or to address that, and then it happened. Yeah, and then the next morning in an editorial meeting it said that it was discussed there, concerns were raised, nothing was done then. There has been a response from the BBC. BBC spokesperson saying the BBC holds itself to the highest editorial standards. This matter has been brought to our attention and we are now looking into this.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed Trump will be taking legal action over the incidents.
Thank you, Beth. There's a lot of questions in one there. I will say, I know the president has a very good relationship with Prime Minister Starmer. You have been there and you've seen them in their interactions. You've questioned both leaders in your time joining us when we've gone to the United Kingdom a few different times now. However, he has always been very frank when he disagrees with leaders, even whom he has a good relationship with. And the BBC, being a fair news organization, is definitely an outlet. I think these two leaders would disagree. The president has made it very clear that this is a leftist propaganda machine that is unfortunately subsidized by British taxpayers, and we think that's extremely unfortunate for the great people of the United Kingdom and Great Britain. And I think that the president was deeply concerned by the editing, the purposeful and dishonest editing of his speech that was so clearly fake news. And he likely dubbed that term many years ago, and this is a classic example of that. We see it in the United States all the time. We see it now in the United Kingdom. As you know, the president's external legal counsel has filed a lawsuit against the BBC. We expect that to continue, and whether they apologize or not is up to them. Thanks for being here, Beth.
Reform UK leader Nigel Farage slammed the BBC, calling for change to the network.
So what we're seeing, folks at home, is, and I said this to you a couple of days ago, this is institutional bias from the BBC. It isn't one outfit, it isn't one firm that have been brought on to make documentaries or anything else. This runs deep throughout the BBC. So there we are.
This is how I lowered my car insurance rate by $110.
I had no clue. I was
These women give terrible dating advice, so I'm going to be shocked if there's a clip of good, anything good.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Reaction series. So today we're reacting to something I never thought I would see in my lifetime. I didn't think this existed. Good dating advice from women.
Pushing their man away until it's too late.
But notice, it's only old women that have good advice. It's never young women. It's never when we're young and hot or we care.
Most women might not even realize they're pushing their man away until it's too late. Until he's gone. Here's how you know this. It's not always cheating that drives men out. It's disrespect. Constant negativity, emasculating him, belittling him. You feel like no matter what he does, it's never enough.
We just tend to nitpick. We need everything to be perfect. And when you're nitpicking someone else, you think that you're perfect. Like, that's kind of the impression you're giving when you're so perfect.
They don't explode. They retreat. They stop opening up. They stop putting in effort. They stop fighting for the relationship. And then the women play the victim, acting blindsided when he finally leaves. But the truth is, you created an environment where he couldn't thrive. Where his presence felt
So many times men get sad in the movie because they're dealing with a woman that just is so draining. Like, hell on earth is not a divorce. Hell on earth is living with a life that drains you. That is way worse than losing money.
burden instead of a blessing. And men will not stay where they feel unvalued, unseen, unappreciated. So if your man is pulling away, hey, stop pointing the finger at him and look in the mirror. You might be the reason. Respect him, admire him, build him up instead of tearing him down. Because the moment he realizes peace exists without you, he'll never come back.
Yeah,
That's a hard truth.
A lot of guys
don't want to hear it.
A lot of guys don't, they don't, how do I put this? They don't realize they can do better. Men always have more options than they think and than you think.
Literally the best dating advice I probably have ever heard in my life, truly, is the person you're dating, would you want to trade places with them? Like, the person you choose to date should be somebody that you aspire to be like. Or at least they should have qualities that they possess that you...
Yeah, here's the problem. Again, we love the men we hate. We hate that we love the men we hate. We hate it.
You want to possess within yourself, because there are so many people I see that date other people, and it's like, if you look at the couple, you're just like, what is that? Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? And it's just so interesting because it gives me so much perspective. When you are selecting a partner, choose somebody that you would like to be more like, okay? That you would aspire to be more like, and vice versa. Because when you're connected to somebody that you wouldn't really aspire to be, number one, there's probably not that much respect there than you think. And two, there's so much misalignment that you're aware of. Because the person you date can either make you or break you. So you better choose somebody who you aspire to be more like, and reverse. And when you do that, you guys will always be challenging each other in a very healthy way to grow into an elevated version of yourselves.
Yo, stop with the ads, bro.
Girls want to date an entrepreneur until they see it become good.
Yeah, because a lot of times women want rich men, but we have high attention needs. Men that work a lot really can't be with women that have a high need for attention and validation. Sometimes it's why men pick career women, because they're like, oh, they're big. Yeah, they might make a boss, but then they don't have time to go and try to inherit just scary. You're like, well, I guess that's better than the alternative. You have like a whole roster.
Being with an entrepreneur. Do you think for one second that dating an entrepreneur, especially one that is successful, and then you get married, you get from there, and then the office of every entrepreneur. 24/7, and I'm not freaking 24/7 with him. When I started dating my fiance, he basically
Not help you do it 24/7. No. Because women, we're just naturally annoying, so it's like, I think men need time away from us.
from the get-go. I want to end up with someone that supports me in my goals and my dreams, which is one thing I'll never give up. So I was like, oh, I'm leaving us. No, I'm out here in
And now she's complaining about it.
friendship. I want to be with someone it's so for real, okay? You have to make some changes because some of the time will not be able to relate. If they are someone from the world and they're someone that's actively building a business, they will not understand your suffering. And let me tell you another thing. These guys,
Because you have to understand, like, if you have an extra, let's say 20 hours a week that you spend socializing, 15 hours a week, times that by 4, that's 60 hours a month times 12, that's 720 hours. Like, you gotta give up your social life if you want to outlive competition, especially when you're competing with men. Competing with women, you can have a social life with women, you know? But men, no.
such high expectations of you. More than you have for yourself. As their partner, you need to level up. And the reason why is because there's going to be a lot of days. And you're going to get out there in the trenches with them as literally God's strongest soldier.
Women give ourselves, I mean, sorry, maybe I'm too critical, but I'm like, we just give ourselves way too much credit. Like, what's in the trenches need?
With all of this, let's just add the fact that they love delay gratification. So the moment they achieve their goal, they're going to kick the ball down the road, and they're going to have another goal to achieve.
These guys, my dad, he has a company, and you would be shocked at how much they can get done in a day. It is actually unbelievable.
It's never ending. So you just better get used to the cycle. I feel so blessed to be with someone that has goals and dreams and is so ambitious. I want him to achieve all those things, and I want to be right there to support him. All I'm saying is, work, leisure, over in man of finance, because I'm telling you right now, these guys, no, they're hardwired differently. The hunt is better than the kill. They're always on the chase. So, best of luck to you here.
Intersexual competition, she doesn't want to compete. These women give terrible dating advice. So I'm going to be shocked if there's a clip of anything good.
Don't ask, do you want to hang out? Say, I want to take you out. When are you available? When are you available? Does Tuesday night work for you? Okay, perfect. Booking a place. Yeah, making a plan. Do not wait until, if you make plans early in the week, let's hang out Sunday, and then you...
No, maybe this I just hate when women say it. Oh, they're like, dude, they say, Pearl, don't attack the person saying it. I can't.
Wait until Sunday morning to say, hey, let's hang out at 5 o'clock today. It's that space that's just a little bit disrespectful. It definitely raises flags, feels awkward, makes it
I
look...
think that if the woman's not willing to generally speaking,
feel devalued. It's just not good. Yeah, you don't want to make a girl wait around till the day out. I love that you say that because that is a red flag. Yeah. You text her the night before, a couple nights before. I can't wait to see you. I'll be there tomorrow at this
now they just their history.
time. This goes without saying, but I'm just gonna say it. Don't ask her to go for a drink at a bar.
I don't know. Why'd you put this in here? You know, drinks at the bar is the #1 way to get laid. This is terrible. You don't ask her to love you, but oh no.
But for a drink at a bar, don't ask her to go to the bar. It is the biggest red flag. Don't ask her to go smoke some weed. I don't know if that's too much. It's not a good idea. Just ask her to smoke.
I'm pretty stoned. When they're yelling at me, I'm brave. It's fine.
When the gingerbread house is rich, that's sexist all day.
How's it going? How's it going, Delia? Deli Dream?
Spent the whole day there. Just the two of us staring at the water.
Che sta? How's everybody doing? Shit. I gotta save my game. Alright guys, thank you for joining me. I will be back maybe later tonight.